computer. At least I can ask Yamini to go through this. What's the record? Hey, welcome to the session. Today is 3rd of June. 3rd of June. So we will just give a overview of credit management. Okay, how the credit management works and what is the use of a credit management. So typically in a company, right, they sell goods to lots of customers, and how then they have payment terms. Okay, now how do you know this customer's credit worth is worthy, and how much is worthy? We don't know, right? Can you sell the customer? Let's say $1 million because he's not paying right away, or he's not giving advance payment, right? We are giving him 30 days payment terms. How would you know that he's going to pay? Okay, how would you know he's going to pay? And how do you know that he is worth $1 million? He's worth $500,000. He's worth $100,000. He's worth $20,000. How do you know this? We don't know. So how the companies manage them? Okay, there is something called manual credit check and automatic credit check. Okay, automatic credit check, we are not covering that. So we're going to do the manual credit check. So let's say I'm a company and I'm selling to a customer. Okay, typically, let's just use a little bit of common sense, right? I have a friend asking for money. Okay, how much I can give him? Let's say I have all the money in this world, but sorry, I don't have all the money in this world, but I have money that I can give it to him. Okay, so there are three friends come and ask me money. How do I give? How much I give to each, and how do I know each has this return capacity, whether the money is safe or not, right? So I look at his bank statement. I look at how much he's making, how much is like his habit of spending, right? Whether he's the kind of guy, who goes around, asks money from everybody and, drinks, go to the bar every day, or he's really has a need, right? All this, and look at it, correct? Same like this. When a customer, without a customer, you cannot sell, right? If you don't sell, you don't have profit, you don't have business. So you have to sell. Customers are king. You really have to go and sell it to him. Then based on his credit worthiness, and you have to give some credit, right? Yeah. What is the first thing you take into account, right? We do not know his bank balance. We will never know. He's not going to tell you, right? Makes sense. He's not going to tell me, hey, see, look at my bank statement. I have so much money. You cannot ask them, right? So I work with an attorney, for example, for all my H1Bs. So I talk to them and they give me a credit for, after the H1B filing, they send me a bill. I got to pay them in like 20 days or 30 days. How are they taking this chance? How are they risking, right? Their sales, giving this credit to me 30 days. I'm just company sitting somewhere. They don't know me. I don't know them, right? Personally, right? Just because I have a company, right? Company is a legal entity, right? They can sue you. If I don't pay, they can sue me. That's exactly why they're extending the credit, correct? If I don't pay, they can take me to the collections agent, they can sue me, they can make me bankrupt. So all this stuff are going on. So they get giving it. But how much they can give? Can they give me like $1 million or $500,000? No, right? That goes into credit management. So in SAP, how do you define a customer? When you define a customer, obviously, number one, how much is worth? How much worth is, how much credit we can give, number one. Number two, what are the things you take into account to calculate, let's say, how much we can give, number one. Number two, for example, let me tell you this again. You have a customer and, let's say he's a new customer coming in on board. You want to set a limit for him, $200,000 or $100,000. Okay. Now, you have to, number one, you have to collect external data, right? Obviously, you have to collect external data about the customer. What is the external data? There's something called Dun ID, right? Dun and Bradstreet, DNB. Dun and Bradstreet, I think you guys know what's Dun and Bradstreet. Dun and Bradstreet is a third-party company, like a credit rating agency, okay, which actually has a same like social security number, but that we have social security number, which actually tells you about our credit history, right? For even all the companies, they have a Dun and Bradstreet number, which always which get tracked. Let's say I go to the bank and borrow a loan, the Dun and Bradstreet ID number will be in my bank account, in my loan account. That will be tagged to me. So they will check all my history. When I go to a bank and try to borrow a loan, and they will check all my Dun and Bradstreet ID and across the US and say, okay, this is how much I owe. Same like your Social Security. What are the revolving credit, right? How much you're paying every month? How much is the total balance? Are you paying on balance on time? Did you default any payment, right? Yeah, that's what your Social Security credit history tells you about somebody, tell somebody about somebody. Similarly, the Dun and Bradstreet they use, okay, which means external data. They collect external data, okay. They collect external data, number one, which is redundant ID. And then the Bloomberg, they can buy data from Bloomberg and some other companies, which actually tracks the companies and sell some credit information about each companies. There's a Bloomberg, there's a lot of credit rating agencies, they also do that, the external data. But you may not get external data for everybody, right? There are small companies like mom and pop stores. You don't get franchises, right? You don't get all this history for franchise, but you have to take risk. So the companies, in a company, everybody has a company called credit management department. Okay, credit control, credit manager, director, lots of people. And what do? They assess the customer's capacity. However they do it, they put some kind of tag, some kind of label on each customer saying that this customer is risky customer. This customer is moderate risk. This is a medium risk. This is a high risk customer. And based on that, they set a limit. Okay, I can only give him $100,000. I can only give him $20,000. I can only give $40,000. Make sense? So far? Make sense, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, when they do that, let's say when come back to my friend, right? My friend is coming and asking for money. I'm giving him, okay, sir, I'll give you $5,000. But when I give $5,000, I will also make sure, okay, I'll check whether he has any previous borrowing from me or not, right? Let's say he's worth $5,000, but he already borrowed $2,000 from me. So I can only give him $3,000, correct? Because his credit worthiness is only $5,000. I won't be able to give him $5,000 right away, right? I can say, hey, you already borrowed $3,000, which you carved out your $3,000 from your credit worthiness. Now I can only give $2,000 because you are worth only $2,000 now, because you already borrowed me $3,000, right? Now the third thing is, this is the thing. What are the things you take into account before you actually give a credit, right? So let's switch back to the customer. I'm selling to a customer. Okay, I'm selling to a customer. Now the customer has a limit of, let's say $20,000. Now he is giving me customer is giving a sales order for $20,000. Okay, when I put the $20,000 sales order, okay, then I do a credit check. Now the credit check will take into account is all open items, which means, right, whatever he needs to pay, right, it is outstanding. It is also take that into account. Make sense? Because he didn't pay, right? The $20,000 credit limit is not for a sales order, is for his entire open item. Make sense?
Yes.
How much you can total open items outstanding. So you want to take only the total open invoices, or you also want to take the total deliveries made not invoiced, or you also want to consider total sales orders that he has given, right? All this thing you take into account. Number first one, only open item which is invoiced. Any open invoices, you want to take them into account. Plus,
Yes.
you also want to take into open deliveries, okay, which means the sales order created, there are pending deliveries. Okay, you want to take them into account because potentially the deliveries will turn into invoice, right? Very soon. It will become another open item. You want to take the deliveries as well. And you also want to take the open sales orders. Okay, you already have a sales order. We approved the sales order. We are going to ship the goods. We are going to deliver the goods, everything. We also want to take that into account in this total credit worthiness. That is very important. Okay. So those are the things system is we are going to configure in the SAP system. Okay. How do you call this? What do you call this, right? You have a credit control area, which is like, like an enterprise structure. In SAP, everything is enterprise structure, right? You create a credit control area, like controlling area, like legal entity, enterprise structure, chart of depreciation, chart of accounts, right? A lot of things, right? Company code. Similarly, in credit control area, you have something called, credit management, you have something called credit control area. You can have 1, you can have 2, you can have 3, you can 5. You can have multiple. What does it mean? Why you have credit control area? Again, in SAP, the reason for enterprise structure, why you have multiple enterprise structures, multiple structures, organizations are to create line of responsibility, right? Correct, to create line of responsibility, right? So in a company, they can create multiple control areas, and they said, oh, you are the credit director for this credit control area, and you are the one for this credit control area. They can define multiple credit control areas. Okay, for example, the control this could be based on product you sell, geographical location, right? And based on different things, they can create credit control area. Great. Now you create a credit control area, you assign to the company code. Number one. Okay. So that's what it is here. So let's take a look. So we are going to work on this company code 1000. So in 1000, they have credit control area 1000, 3000, and 5000. There's nothing. You can just create, let's say I'm going to copy this. I can create one more. 1000. There's nothing. I can just put 9000. That's it. It does nothing. Okay. I created one. Again, it's a transportable object. Great. So you can create multiple control areas, credit control areas. Next thing is define preliminary settings for credit management. What does it do? So this is at the credit management level, procedure parameters for credit check. Okay, when the system is checking the credit for a customer, potential customer that you are trying to sell, or you are going to create an order, or you are going to ship him or bill him, what are the things you have to take into account? Read the AR summary. You want to read the AR summary, accounts receivable summary from an external system, and create a AR summary. Okay, procedure parameters in days sales outstanding. The DSO stands for days sales outstanding. Okay, do you want to take all children a current balance? I just forgot about this. I know this DSO stands for days sales outstanding. Basically, what they do is there's a customer, is a lot of outstanding, right? Aging statement. Okay, day sales outstanding means they divide that by number of days it is outstanding. That's called day sales outstanding. Okay, then they will know per day how much is outstanding for this customer. And why they are doing this? There's a statistic, there's a calculation, there's some kind of ratio, some kind of interpretation, which their credit managers will look at it. So it's an accounting term, days sales outstanding. So they take entire, let's say yes, a customer has $1 million outstanding. Okay, is it good or bad? We don't know, right? Depending on how long each invoice is outstanding, correct? If the $1 million could be $500,000 is 60 days outstanding, $200,000 is probably 30 days outstanding, $20,000 is probably like let's say 20 days outstanding or 10 days outstanding, right? So you have to take them. If it's just say $1 million outstanding, it looks big. However, if you break them down and say what is the days per day sales outstanding, then it might make sense. You can interpret better and evaluate the customer. That's called day sales outstanding. Have you heard about this before?
No.
Yes, sir. I heard about that.
Right. And then define text IDs for credit management. What does it do? Maybe we can just skip, but we will see. There's a credit ID, external information, actions, collections management. Just forgot about this. Let's come back to it later. Okay. Maintain text IDs and something like I forgot about this. This then define groups, credit groups. Okay. So here, for each credit control area, okay, for each credit control area, you create whether the group is, you can create some groups. It's just it does nothing, no details here. You just create a group. Domestic customers, major domestic customers, small and medium domestic customers, all this stuff. Okay. So our credit control area is 9,000. Let's say we create 9,000, right? So we can create one. Or we can use the credit control area 1,000. So we're going to use which control area? Credit control area 1,000, right? So
Yes.
1,000 company code assigned to 1,000. Let's use 1,000, okay? credit control area 1000. So here, define groups. I don't have 1000. Okay. Oh, I have 1000 here. For 1000 credit control area, I have 1100 as a credit group. Okay. The same credit group could be assigned to multiple company codes. So for one controlling area 1000, they have 1300, they have 1400 customers in Australia, they have 1100, which is major domestic customers. You can create credit management groups, right? Why? In a company under credit management department, you have multiple is a huge department. Again, it's all line of responsibility. Hey, you manage these customers, you manage domestic customers, you manage international customers, correct? They have multiple managers, credit managers. Make sense? So that is why you're defining within the credit control area, you define multiple groups. Make sense? Make sense?
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Right. The next is credit management risk category. Okay. Now, when I say risk category, you basically assign this risk category to the customer. Whether the customer is high risk customer, a low risk customer, all this stuff. Okay, you define risk category. So 001. 001 is for risk category 1. It's a low risk customer. This customer is low risk, doesn't matter. We can give money, you will pay. Medium risk is he might default, he might go bankrupt, but we just have to watch him. High risk is definitely I'm not giving any money, right? I'm not giving any credit. So this risk category is very important to classify the customer. Make sense? So for credit controlling area 1000, I have 001, low risk, obviously high risk, and I also have medium risk, probably not. Yeah, for 1000, there's a new customers. The credit risk category 100 is for new customers, right? So it's a new customer, we don't know whether he's worth or not, right? If it's been working with you long term, then you can know whether it's high risk or low risk, right? Because based on the experience, based on the past performance. But if it's a new customer, you wouldn't know. So you put them in a different risk category. So far clear?
Yes.
Great. That's just as a common sense, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm always telling you, right? It's just a common sense. You got to think about anything that you do in normal day-to-day life, right? If you put some business business skills or business knowledge to it, it is just you will learn this, right? So that's what's very important. When you learn SAP, you look at things very differently from like a business person. So far, you wouldn't know, right? Today, tomorrow, somebody come and ask you money, all this will come into your mind, correct? Right. Then credit representative groups. Again, like I said, all this don't get confused. SAP defines enterprise structures, a lot of groups, areas, because it's a line of responsibility. Okay. So credit representative groups. So we talked about credit control area. Okay, we talked about credit groups, and then we credit groups, which is credit management groups, and the risk categories for the customer. And then there's also called credit representative groups. So you can click here and see what does it say. Yeah, you can assign each customer to a group. This group is used as selection criteria for the credit data list. Okay, so you basically, why are you creating this? You assign this to customer. Each customer, the customer master, you maintain this credit representative groups so that you can run a report for credit data list. Don't worry, this is not important. Then define credit representatives. Okay, this will probably I think name of the person, I believe. Correct. See, this is the name of the person. So credit controlling area, we have 001 credit controlling area. This guy's name is Barbara Fisher. This is an employee ID, and this is the employee. Why? For this, the credit representative is for this credit control area. I'm assigning Barbara Fisher. She's responsible for all the credit control area. She's a representative. She's an employee. Okay, tomorrow somebody customer did not pay. I'm going to go, okay, who is it? Which credit control area? 1000. Who is the person? Barbara Fisher. I'm going to ask her. Okay, she's a representative from the company. Again, everything is line of responsibility, accountability, right? That is why they're defining all this. Great. So I think there's something is asking here. Double click. There's nothing there. Again, define field groups. There's nothing there. Don't bother. Assign fields to the group. Nothing there. So we do not bother. Great. Now, there's something is very important is we are here. There's something here. FSCM. Okay, we're gonna go here. So credit management comes under financial supply chain management. Okay, FSCM. Okay, FSCM is kind of new model. They're not very new. They have a new model, maybe 10 years old. They put all this together: billers direct, billing consolidation, cash and liquidity management, collections management, credit management, dispute management, bank communication management, treasury, debt recovery management. In a company, this is very important, right, to keep their financial supply chain. Okay, so here is the big guy, credit management. Okay. Credit risk monitoring. So what we did here is all the enterprise structure. Okay, all the enterprise structure. So credit segments, rating procedure, different customer credit group, and different formulas, different create rule for scoring and credit limit calculation, risk classes, all this stuff, and settings in the cash management support, enterprise services. Okay, credit limit check. Different blocking reasons. System will check your credit and block the invoice. Hey, he's going overboard. We cannot release invoices. It will block. Okay, credit exposure update, all this stuff. So what I was looking for here is integration with accounts receivable and accounting. Let's do this. I was looking for credit risk. Credit risk. I think we saw credit risk somewhere. Risk monitoring. Different risk categories, which we saw, I think. Okay. 1 second. So this is called view for maintenance of automatic credit control. Okay, automatic credit control. I use the transaction code OVA8. Okay, what is automatic definition? Automatic credit control, right? Let's click here. This is called automatic credit control. So our credit control area is 1000, and let's look at this high risk sales orders. In the high risk sales orders, how system automatically checks, okay, whether we can provide credit or not. There are lots of static, dynamic, document value, all this stuff. Should I take everything into open item? Yes, and yes. What is the reaction? Should I take the open items? Is it a warning, error message, right? When I create a sales order, system has to issue a warning message or error message, all this stuff. You'll configure here, okay? I am not going over there. And obviously, if you Google it, there's a lot of documentation available, which you can actually look at it. The one thing I'm looking for is credit exposure and credit horizon, which I'm trying to search here, which is there's a static credit check, there's an automatic credit check. Check comparing the credit limit assigned to the customer, the total value of sales order, dynamic credit check. Okay, I'm checking. Sales area, year, transaction, nothing more transaction. Okay, we saw this before. This is credit management, customer credit management. You maintain the customer in each credit control area. Trying to find channels, category, currency, pricing. 45. Where is this guy? Okay, so this is what I was looking for. The transaction code I used, I couldn't find this in the menu. I think there is somewhere there. The transaction code I used is OVA8. Okay, so what does it do, right? For each of my credit control area is 1,000. Okay, for 1,000 credit control area with this risk category, okay, with this credit group, I can define whether the sales orders are high risk or not based on the customer, based on the risk category, right? I'm assigning a risk category to the customer master data. And there's also credit group. Okay. Based on that, I'm defining whether it's a high risk sales order or not. Now, what does it mean automatic credit control? The idea is when it's automatic credit control is when I'm raising an order, when I'm issuing an order, system should automatically check, right? I don't have to calculate manually. System will go after and check how much open items he has. What is there any open deliveries? Are there open sales orders? It will check everything. And also it takes, this is this credit exposure, and it checks credit horizon. How long you want to calculate? For the last 40 days or 60 days or 1 year, correct? It will take everything into account. That's called credit horizon, credit exposure and credit horizon. That's what I was looking at. So you can define this automatic credit control based on this combination. Credit control area, risk category, and credit group. Okay, currency is 1,002. Update. How does the system wants to update the customer master data? Okay, here. Open order value on time axis, delivery and billing document value. It takes all this into account. How much is open order now? How much is the delivery and billing document value? Number two, it only takes the open delivery and billing document only, which is an open item and open deliveries. This one also takes a sales order, open delivery value for the sales order, and also it takes a open billing document value. Regardless whether you deliver or not, it also takes a sales order into account, any open sales order, to calculate how much credit we can give it to him. Make sense? How much he is liable to pay to us. Okay. So based on this category, you define. Okay. And then document controlling. Here it says no credit check, but it has to do a credit check. Okay. Just forgot about this now. So credit limit, reasonable factor, release documents are all still unchecked. And I am not, you have to pay so much attention to this. Click one by one. There are so many here. I'm not telling this. Here's the thing. When it checks, right? When it checks, do you want to check this to open orders? Do you want to check the open deliveries? Okay, this is very important. Okay, are you going to check the open orders as well? Are you going to check the open deliveries as well before you determine the thing? Now, horizon, for how long you want to take this? 2 months. This is M for months. The past 2 months, you want to take the total open orders, total whatever you're considering, right? It is going to check for the last 2 months. Okay, so this very important is credit exposure and credit horizon. This is very important. Exposure is based on this. Okay, you want to take the open order, delivery, and billing document value, or you only want to take the open delivery and billing document, or if you want to take sales order as well. So this is number one. And how long you want to do this? 2 months or 3 months? This is what I want to show you. Okay, and this is dynamic, which is automatic. What does it do? It issues a warning message. When you raise a sales order, it issues a warning message saying that status. It says that okay, there's a static and dynamic. Static is manual, dynamic is automatic. It will tell you, it will issue a warning message. That is what it is. Okay, now what we can do is so we are going to take a customer and assign this risk category to the customer master, and then when they create an invoice, system should issue a warning message. Correct? Okay, hopefully it does. Then that's what I'm going to show you now. So FT32, like we've created a customer master. We created a customer master at the company code level. Okay, we create customer master at the company code level, right? Similarly, when you create the company code customer, we also have to extend to the credit control area. Okay, so let's see whether is there any customer maintained for this credit control area. Then there's obviously tables, like we have we have a customer master data table, right? Similarly, for credit management, also there's a table. SAP credit table. So KNKK. So I'm going to look at the KNKK. The transaction code is KNKK. Also, this table, right? Sorry, table is KNKK. KNKK. So I'm going to see if in this credit control area we have any customer maintained 1,000. Oh, there's lots of customer. So this customer, the credit limit is $25,000. Let's take. Okay. So let's take this guy, 1100 customer. Okay, the transaction code is FT32, which we were here. Let's go to FT32. The credit control area is 1,000. Let's look at the overview. Address data, central data, status, payment history. So everybody's there, still there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. So here's the thing. It says credit limit is 511,293. Okay, this is the credit limit for this customer. Somebody has to maintain this credit limit. So basically, the credit control department will have a credit limit for each customer. They will say, this is the credit limit I can give highest. Now, within this credit limit, this is determined by the department. Each department will have their own, way of finding about the credit worthiness of a customer. Make sense? They will maintain this. Now, the thing is credit exposure. What is credit exposure? Can somebody tell me? What is credit exposure? We just discussed, right? What is credit exposure?
The total credit.
This is horizon. Credit exposure is which one you're going to take, or take the open orders, right? This is the thing. You want to take the open orders, you want to take the open invoices. That's called credit exposure. Okay, the two terms I'm telling you very important is that's why I searched this. Credit exposure and credit horizon. This is very important. Horizon, you know what is called horizon is a time bound. Okay, horizon is a time bound. All right. So this is not a good example because this customer does not have horizon, does not have risk category. So I'm not going to use this. I'm going to find another good one, maybe here. They have risk category. Let's use this guy. That's 1995, 1998. Anything from the recent one? Nothing's there. Let's use this guy, 1185, 1000. So each customer has to have a credit management details. So here, if you see here, right? Again, the credit limit is $511,000. The credit exposure is nothing because there is no open invoices. Make sense? Horizon is taking, I think it is taking, this is the European date, right? It is taking last 2 months maybe. Okay, based on this one customer, credit control area, the service category, this is the horizon. Let's look at this, okay? I'm going to go back to the configuration. So here, here my credit control is 1000, credit risk category is 001. 1000, credit 001, and then the credit group is 001. 001 and 001. This is the high risk, this is the one. 001, 001. If I look at this guy here, horizon is, it says 2 months. So that is why it's saying 2 months, which is June. It is taking August. Okay, until August, next 2 months, it is going to take into account what are the things he will be liable to pay based on the today's open orders, open deliveries. Make sense? See, today you are approving his credit, right? Great. But today is approving his credit. Next 2 months, he's going to increase his credit more and more, right? Because you already promised him to deliver some goods. You are going to potentially invoice him. Those are going to increase his increase the receivables. Does it make sense? No? Yes or no?
Yes.
Ureka, you?
Yes.
Yamini, you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's why I'm telling you the credit exposure, credit limit, and then the horizon is very important. Okay. Here we said that, okay, very common sense, right? I'm going to give you credit now based on today. But however, you already owe me money, which you said you will give me next 15 days or 1 month. Okay. Now I also have to take that into account when I measure your credit worthiness. If you're worth $3,000, you owe me $2,000 already, which you will pay me in 2 months. Okay, now you are worth only $1,000. So if anything coming in the future, I'm going to deduct as from your credit worthiness. That's called horizon. We said 2 months from now, it is actually putting this date 2 months from now, from August 2nd. exactly. Okay, because June has 30 days. That is why it's showing June. June has 30 days, August has 31 days, maybe. Now this is set by the credit management group. Say this is my limit for the customer, and this is the transaction code FD32. Okay, FD31 is to create, 32 is change, 33 is display. And this risk category is 001, which is high risk customer, I think. Right? Sorry, it's a low risk customer. That is why they are giving almost $500,000. Now, what is going to happen is I'm going to create a sales order. Sorry. I cannot create a sales order for this customer. Maybe I can. Let's try to create a customer invoice for this and see what happens. 1,000. Hopefully, I'm be able to post 1185. Customer 1185. So 0603 2019. Really? Here, there's no company code, only credit control area. So, customer not defined in the company code 1000. Let's do it. I think we can create this customer. What is the transaction code to create a customer? FT01, right? Now I don't know what second group I got to use. Account group controls the number ranges, right? So it is not going to let me take because the number range is different. Which one I should use? Sold to party. Sold to party. Or let's see. I'm comparing these two tables where everything is maintained. 1179 is there or not? This is K and KK table. K and BV table 1179. It is there, but yeah, we can take 1179, I think. Okay, it's black for deletion. Black for deletion. FT02. White's flag for deletion. It's flag for deletion. Deletion flags. I'm going to remove the deletion flags. Okay, great. So typically when the master data, you don't delete it, you set a deletion flag, okay? Which somebody set it up, I went and removed the deletion flag. Any master data, you cannot simply delete it. You can only create and change it, okay? You cannot delete it, even asset master. You can only set a deletion flag. Why? Because it's very important, right? Any financial data is very important for auditing.
So it won't get deleted forever?
There's a what happens is there's some bad job that typically companies run every 6 months. Okay. So they wait, once you delete the flag, they wait like 6 months before they actually delete the data. So there's a master data bad job which goes and looks all the deletion flag, which was set, let's say, before 6 months or 3 months, it goes and deletes.
Okay.
So custom end user, they won't be able to manually delete it. So now I change it. Changes have been made. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to look at this FD32. Look at the how much is the credit limit. Okay, the credit limit is the same, $500,000 for the customer. No exposure. No, it did not use any percentage of the credit limit. Okay, no invoices. And it did not maintain horizon because there's no risk category. What I'm going to do is I'm going to maintain the risk category for this. So I'm going to change. Why I'm not able to change here? Say day sales payable outstanding. This is the change button, right? Why is this not coming here? This category is not coming here again. Several challenges. Where's my table? K and KK. Here, I have this risk category 1185, which we try to use. I use 1179. Oh, it's not there. Let's try to use this guy. 11330. 1330. See what's going on with this. Okay, we can try to use 1130 and see what happens. Try to post invoice with 1130. Great, finally. So I'm going to use this 1330 customer. Post $100,000 invoices. See, did you see the error message?
I didn't see any error message.
Okay, I'm going to come back. FP7. 1330. 132. Here, I'm going to put $200,000. Okay, hit enter. Credit limit is exceeded for account 1330, account 1000. Did you see the error message? Warning message?
Yes.
And how does it system calculates the credit limit is exceeded for account 1330, credit area 1000. Okay, this is coming from the fact the master data, because my credit limit is only $30,000 for this customer. Because this guy, this category is very high, 100. What is 100? It's a new customer. For the new customer, I don't want to create more than $30,000. I set only $30,000 as my credit limit. Okay. When I'm posting invoice for $100,000, system is telling that no, it's exceeded. You cannot. It's a warning message. And why it's just a warning message? Why it's not error message? Because of this guy here. See, I did not specify. Here I put a warning message. Okay, what I can do here, for example, 100, 1000 new customer, right? Here, this is a warning message. A is a warning message. If I put error message here, I save this guy here. So it will be warning, it will be error message. Let's try it again. Okay, I'll come out of the screen here. I'm going to go back to this customer invoice. Do it again. 70. Okay, put this, let's say, put $200,000. Still error message. Okay, why? Why? Here, 100 credit. Oh, this is 102. Sorry, 100. Oh, it's not maintained. Credit control group is not maintained. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create this 100. Copy this 100. And no, credit control group is not 100 for sales order. It's only for sales order. Credit representative group. Okay, this category is 100. Credit risk category is 100. This is credit group, new customer. I check this as warning message. Yes. Error message, okay. Or I can also set up, right? It can tell you exceeded by how much, a plus value by which it can also tell you how much is exceeded. I can also put this, for example. Okay, I'm going to copy this guy, right? It's there already. I'm trying to create this warning message. I'm trying to set this warning message to error message. Cancel this guy. 100 into 1000, 100. 1100. But what is this credit group? It's a warning, it's an error message. Okay, great.
Check the credit group at the top.
But this credit group, this is 2 digits. However, in the master data, this is a different credit representative group. Okay. But it was already blocked. See, system already blocked this vendor customer here. Where is this guy? Yeah, it's already. Where is this guy? Yeah. See, it's already blocked.
It's blocked.
It's already blocked. Why it's blocked? See, a customer is blocked for all credit management business transactions. You can still, however, post invoice of goods which were already delivered. So, for whatever reason, the credit is already blocked. Maybe it's blocked now or before it's blocked, I don't know. So, I cannot change it now. Maybe I can do reset. Let's see. I'm going to reset the credit limit. Now I'm going to put a new credit limit. Okay. I reset the existing credit limit. I put new credit limit. Okay. Specific currency, US dollars. I think 0. Specific total amount, individual limit, individual invoices. Okay. Total amount is total. Individual invoices is how much you can give for individual invoices. Maybe $20,000. Individual limit has already been determined. Yeah, it's already determined. So put $30,000, I think. So see, $30,000 individual credit account. Great. I'm gonna, this category is 1,000. Representative is this. Customer credit group is this. All this stuff. Internal data. It's blocked. I'm gonna remove the block. Save this. Now it's created. 1330. Let's try to create an invoice for this. I'll go back. FP70. 1330. It's still a warning message. Anyways, so let's try to post this guy here and see what happens. Okay, I think this will post. 1,000 company code. Because I'm selling to this company code, so I'm going to find a sales account. Sales rebates. I don't think you can put cost center. That's okay. We'll see. Yeah. It has to be because it's a revenue account, right? We have to assign a COPA, not cost center. Cost center is only for expenses. We have to assign a COPA object, which I don't know what to enter. This is the problem when we try to enter. I have to enter something. Let's put sales org. It's not a center. Should 1000 should work. Gotcha. Tax entered this guy. Come on, get the tax code.
And the other always.
Right, put the tax code here. Don't calculate tax. Don't delete row. Delete row. Oh. Tax code. Tax code AA. I don't know where this AA is coming from. Code AA. AA 19%. Calculate tax. See what happens. Okay. Good. No. Okay. Finally. So one document is posted. Okay. So let's go back to this customer master and look at this customer master and see what happens. See, now the credit exposure increased to $200,000. Right? Now the credit limit is, we have used 666% more than this. Okay. So the credit management data, this is the purpose of credit management, right? Now you can run the credit report and check which customer has exceeded the credit limit and by how. Okay, when the system calculates what is the credit horizon, the two things very important: credit exposure, credit horizon, very, very important. The rest all like all the enterprise structure, credit management, credit control area, group, representatives, all this stuff. The main thing is in the automatic credit control, what you want system to do. Okay, for this combination, this category combination, credit control area, risk category, how you want the system to control, how do you want the system to automatically do the credit control. Okay, here, this is the update, which is the credit exposure. So which you want to take when system updates the credit exposure, right? What you want system to take into account: open orders, deliveries, billing documents, blah, 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 all this stuff. Great. The number two is horizon. How long you want this to take into account? Next 2 months. Okay, 3 months or 4 months. Number two. Number three is how system wants to block this message. Okay. Status is blocked. When you go over this, system will automatically block this guy. Okay. So it issues a warning message. It is blocked. So it's B means it's a error message. It doesn't let you go. It does not let you post, and it automatically blocks the customer master, which is this case here. I mean, it did not happen because there's something wrong. I was trying to do this, even the warning message, everything, it's not doing it. You can play around here, okay, and then make sure you put this right category, which I was trying to do. System is not taking this. Say 1330, 1330, KNKK table 1330. 100 is risk category. This is blocked. I should remove the block. Okay. Originate is blocked. So KNKK 1330. If I come back now, it is not blocked anymore. Okay, originate is blocked. We remove the block. Now it's showing total receivable is $200,000. Your limit is only $30,000. Okay. Now exceeded. Credit limit is exceeded. Okay. When did credit limit exceeded? Today. Right? So that's what the system checks and issues a warning message, and you can configure whether, I think again, very important thing is rest all fancy cosmetics, credit horizon, credit exposure, and whether you want the system to block or not. What kind of warning message you want this system to issue. Okay. This is called automatic credit control check. Any questions?
No question.
Useful, interesting, not at all.
Interesting.
Interesting.
And I think more useful too.
Sorry.
It's very useful.
Okay.
I mean, understood.
Okay. I'm also going to stop sharing. I'm going to show you a few more things here. Okay, so this is the credit control check. I really want you to, go through this video and try each of the steps. Whether you get the result or not, you have to try each of the steps. Go to FD32, go to OVA08, this transaction code, and play around. What is credit, what is on, what is very important. Do some Google, read some documentation. That's all you need to do. Okay, become familiar. When you work in a company, at least somebody talks about this, you will understand what it is called. Okay. I did not create anything new, right? I used the existing data. I went to different tables, find the relevant data, right? And pick one that I can make use of it, right? This is logic, right? I went to these two tables and K and KK, and then K and B1 table, which we know there's a customer master data table. So how the system updates this. Why it's taking the total receivables? Because we set this in the system. For this category, we said take all this into account. Again, I'm not able to find which one is which. Orders, maybe not, because I don't know what is this. So we can play around a little bit here. I'm not going to do this anymore. This is very important screen. Okay, automatic credit control. What are the things system to take into account based on this combination? Okay, and then try, and then connect the dots and try to develop a mental picture. You'll be fine. Right. So with that, I'm going to stop the recording.